Hello my creative peeps and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to finally be showing this to you guys. For those of you that have just stumbled onto this video, I have been working on this pirate journal. The idea has been in the works pretty much all year, but I have been actually working on it for about 3 weeks, a month maybe. Probably more, but you know, my time thing is all off. So I'm super excited to finally share this with you. So I used an old book cover. Now this book cover is from 1825, 1827, and it's in amazing condition for that. So I have no idea where you can get one. I've gotten some questions about that. And if you can get one, it's probably not. I was very lucky to get this. Let's just say that. Somebody was taking books out of their stash and was kind enough to gift it to me. So I have made a charm for this to go on the spine. I love this octopus piece here. I got it at Hobby Lobby. And then there's just a pirate ship. There is a little map here with property of Davy Jones on the back, which is pretty cool. And then there's a little ship wheel, and I'm sure there's a more technical name for that, but I don't know what it is. And then I used some tiger eye beads and chips, as well as a few stars to create this. And I used one of those Tim Holtz clippy things. Now, you might be saying, Leanne, the spine looks a little funny. Well, I wanted a giant journal. I like the hardcover journals, and you guys might remember my journal from the beginning of the year, which was pretty big as well, and I really loved that. So I wanted to have a big one, but because it's summer, I wanted it to be portable enough to go places with me. So what I've done is create 2 different inserts, and I've strung them on a traveler's notebook type system here. So I've just put the insert in between, and because they are soft cover, it works really well. It's not affecting the pages at all. So there we go. Really, really cool. I love that. So inside here, I have used lots of things in this journal that came from so many of you lovely viewers and some of my pen pals. So I would just like to say thank you so much to everyone who has sent me something and helped create this journal. It's been so much fun to use everything and put it all together to create this masterpiece that I feel like we created together because you sent me things. So I have this awesome sticker right here. This is Pirate's Paradise. This is from Never Hopeless Elizabeth, so thank you, Elizabeth. She also sent me this really cool fortune teller miracle fish. I saw her using it, and it's just so cool. It's just a little fish. It's for fun, and you put it in your hand, and then whatever it does is your fortune. So supposedly I am passionate, which is pretty accurate. So we're not going to argue with the fish. He knows all. So I thought that was a fun addition to put in there. And then my pen pal Stephanie sent me this. I left the note on it. Basically, she said she used to work at a hotel, and one of the desk people, she worked at the desk, and one of the guests knew that she liked foreign currency, so they gave her this bill, and she has not used it. So it is in this journal because every respectable pirate needs a little bit of money. So that's just in there. And then I have this awesome top of a hotel tag, which I've been waiting to use for forever. So that's in there, and it is inside an envelope made by my pen pal Katya. So there we are. Now I made this pocket here in the front out of some canvas, and it's made so that I can slip some pens into it. In hindsight, of course, I would have made it bigger, but this was my first kind of attempt at that, so I thought that was cool. Originally I had this closure on here, But I just took it off. If I want to put a closure on there, the rivets are there. If not, no biggie. This awesome sticker is also from Never Hopeless Elizabeth. And then I just have a vintage library pocket and vintage library card. There are digital versions of this available on my Etsy shop if you would like. And then I really like this. This is just a, I don't know, it's a game card. I don't know what a Magic Deck Master is, but I thought it was really cool and kind of pirate-ish. So I put that in the front here. And I did use a digital kit, which I will leave linked in the description box below, to make this, some of it. I have some real vintage envelopes, and my aunt had found a booklet put out by the U.S. Navy in like the 50s or so, I think. But there are lots of pictures in here of like ships and stuff from the 1800s. So I put a couple of those in here. I did add some Midori pages and a couple of the Becky Higgins pocket pages. I will also try to leave those linked below, so you guys can check that out. If you remember, I purchased a pirate-themed flow journal from Tammy. Sorry, I'm like knocking everything all over the place. From Tammy Brackett. I will try to leave everyone I mentioned linked below. If I forget anybody, just let me know. So I took apart some of this to use in this journal, and that's where this page came from. And then I made a little tuck spot here, sewing this brown envelope on here. So here's one of the images from that Navy book that I mentioned, and I just backed it on some scrap, like manila envelope scraps. And then I made this little like journaling booklet out of some vintage ledger and some scrapbook paper. So, and I stuck a sticker on it that somebody had sent me. So there's that. I love those tiny paper clips. They're so cool. So there's the other side of that signature. This is the other side of that vintage envelope. It had this wax seal on it, so I've been like hoarding this envelope. So I finally got to use it. It's from the 1930s in Boston. And then in here, I just have a postcard. This isn't vintage or anything, but I thought it was really cool and matched. There you can see the ships there. And then this is a journaling card from a Seven Gypsies paper pad that I've been hoarding forever. I don't know if you can still get it, but if you can, I'll leave it linked below. But it just says, "Life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of a man could invent." And I just thought that was really cool, and it's very pretty on the back. So those are tucked in there for me to use at some point. I probably should have said this in the beginning in case you weren't aware. This journal is for me. It's not going up for sale. But yeah, just so you know. So here's some more of that digital paper, Midori grid paper. This is a book page from a kind of pirate-themed journal. I recycled a envelope that one of my pen pals had sent me to make a pocket, and then in here is just another one of those little journaling booklets that I created. I thought it'd be fun, like if I have a day out or something at the beach, I can write solely in that book and then like put a picture or something. Vintage ledger. This is a pocket that I made out of one of the magazine pages from Tammy's Flow journal with the skeleton. So just made a little pocket. And then this is a vintage piece of paper. I just really liked the fountain pen writing on there. So there's that. And I just tucked that in there so I can journal on it. More of that vintage scrapbook paper. Sorry, what am I saying? More of the digital scrapbook paper. And a piece of a vintage scan that's in my Etsy shop. Here's the other side of that pocket page. And then this is a navy relief. This is the inside book page to the navy book that I took apart for those pictures. So I thought it'd be cool to journal on the back of that. none of the things in this journal are like time period correct or even like correct for the concept that I went for. They're all just kind of for fun. I did read several, this is a pocket here. I did read several pirate themed, well, I listened to them, I should say, on Audible, pirate journals, geez, Leanne, pirate books. And I learned a lot, I do have to say. And I mostly learned that everything we kind of think about pirates is wrong. So I'm not going to burst anybody's bubble on that or anything, but just throwing that out there. If you got any, history buffs out there who are like, hold on, lady, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not supposed to be, accurate or anything. Along with this, disclaimer. In Greek mythology, many of you probably don't know this, and a lot of other of you are going to laugh at me for not knowing this. But in Greek mythology, there are sirens, and for a long time, because of Shakespeare, there has been some confusion about whether sirens were mermaids or birds. Shakespeare inaccurately took Greek mythology and said that they were mermaids, and when in fact they are not. They are birds with human female heads, and they are not pretty. Sirens are pretty ugly. Basically, the idea of a siren is they were birds with female heads, and they had beautiful singing voices, and they would sing songs that sailors were irresistible, could not resist. And it would cause the sailors to jump into the water and to their deaths, basically, so that then the sirens could eat them. So, anyway, that being out of the way, this is my siren journal, pretending that they're mermaids, which I now know they are not. But for the sake of this journal, we are going to pretend. Also, in French, the word siren means mermaid, so thank you, French people, for some extra confusion. Not that I have anything against you, of course. I'm French Canadian, so. Anyway, so yeah, this is my siren mermaid journal. And I thought it went well with the pirate theme, because I don't know, they just go hand in hand, pirates, ocean, sirens, so I kind of mixed them all together. But here I just have, this is a cutout and it says mermaid hair. It's like an apothecary bottle. I have a stamped image that my pen pal Beck sent me, and then Katia makes these beautiful pockets and stuff that she sends me. She's just amazing. I'll leave her link below as well. If you like mail or vintage or sewing or anything, just check her out. She's great. So she made this pocket and this sticker that I put on here with the wax seal and the star. And then I just have a couple cards. I have the Boatman Tarot card, which is from Crafting Vicky. And then I have a Summon Something. It's just another one of those Magic Deckmaster cards. So I just thought it went well. So those are kind of tucked in there. And then this is a book page. I believe it came from a fairy tale book. My aunt gave me a couple pages from it. So it's just a siren. And this card is the Song of the Damned, which I thought was perfect. Ta-da. So that's just clipped on there with a paperclip star charm. I meant to make more paperclip charms for this that went along with the pirate theme, like with some more of like the charms that I used on the actual charm, but I haven't got around to it yet. I'm not sure why. So maybe I'll do that. This is a book page from a pirate typed theme journal. It was like a shipwrecked thing, so I have made a couple of those. I'm going to put that back in later because it's really hard to get in. But Midori paper, another vintage envelope that I've sewn. This is another digital pack, which I will leave linked so you can check that out. More Midori paper. This is a map that I found in a vintage book that was about war strategies and stuff. So I just took out the map because I really like it and used it in here. Here's the other side of that vintage envelope, and I have made another one of those booklets to put in here. I need to find a tiny paper clip for it. Again, I'll put that back in later. Vintage paper. There's the other side of that book page. Here's some more of those pages that I took from Tammy's flow journal, and she had sent me this as well, which was perfect, so I stitched it into a pocket. And here's some more of those from the Navy book, and then I just sewed a piece of this mermaid vellum on here to make a pocket, which I thought was cool. And there's another one of these postcards. I just put these index tabs on them from Tim Holtz, but I thought this one kind of looked like where a siren would sing her song from, maybe. And then there's a little pirate ship there, so I thought that was cool. I can just journal in the back. That's kind of the idea of them. So put those in there. Vintage ledger. Here's another one of the book pages that I have turned into a pocket. And then I don't know where this page came from, but I had it saved and I really like it. It's just funny. It's kind of like cartoonish, and it's got an octopus and some pirates and mermaids and stuff. So I thought that was fun. And then here's another of those book pages, and somebody sent me this awesome Joker card with the Ursula from The Little Mermaid on it. So I thought that went well. So there's another one of the pirate ships. I had so much fun with this. I really love this. This was also in the flow journal. Timmy had put in this awesome apothecary bottle paper, so I just glued this girl in the front, because to me, obviously we've already talked about the siren thing, but to me the idea of a siren is they're kind of sexy and seductive, but they also have kind of a dark side, kind of witchy. But this is a nice siren, so she's all those things, but she's also nice. just don't listen to me. This is another one of those cards that I made. I goofed up terribly on the sewing. Don't know how to sew, still working on it, but there's that. So it's like a journal card. Here is a envelope, more digital paper. Here's some vellum, scrapbook paper. Katia also sent me this very cool vintage book page, which I turned into a pocket. It was a little too delicate to put in as a page on its own, but I thought it was really cool, and I wanted to cover up the back of that page anyway, so it worked out well. So this side is glued all the way down, but I just left this side as like a little pocket tuck spot thing, and I just have another postcard with an index tab on it, and again, it just looks like a very magical place. So that goes in there. And some Midori paper. And that's the end, basically. This is another one of those pieces from the Seven Gypsies ephemera pack. And then I have made, these are pockets again. So my thought with this one was to put pens on one side and then ephemera that I want to journal on the other. So yeah, that's my pirate journal, you guys. I hope that you have enjoyed taking a look at this. Again, I had so much fun making this. I can't wait to start using it. Today, as I'm filming this, is July 1st, and I want to start using it today. So that is why I had to film this. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you again to everyone who sent me something. Don't forget to check out all the people that I mentioned below and their crafty goodness that they share. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, guys. Bye.